Ever dreamed of finding the perfect house? The one you'd spend the rest of your life in? For one family in New Jersey, that dream turned into an absolute nightmare. This is the chilling true story of the Watcher House. In June 2014, Derek and Maria Broaddus thought they'd found their forever home. It was a stunning 6-bedroom house at 657 Boulevard in the beautiful, affluent town of Westfield. They paid over $1 million, poured their savings into it, and pictured their 3 young children growing up there. But just 3 days after closing the deal, before they had even moved a single box in, their dream began to crumble. Derek went to check the mail. Tucked inside was a thick, white envelope. It was addressed in clunky handwriting, simply to the new owner. He opened it, expecting a welcome note from a neighbor. What he found instead sent a shiver down his spine. The letter started out strangely, with the writer claiming their family had been watching the house for decades. 657 Boulevard has been the subject of my family for decades now, it read. And as it approaches its 110th birthday, I have been put in charge of watching and waiting for its second coming. The tone quickly grew more menacing. The writers seemed to know things they couldn't possibly know. I see you. V already flooded 657 with contractors, so that you can destroy the house as it was meant to be. TSK, TSK, TSK. Bad move. The letter then asked a question that would haunt the family for years. Do you know what lies within the walls? It was signed, simply, The Watcher. Derek and Maria were unnerved, but they hoped it was just a twisted prank. Then, a couple of weeks later, another letter arrived. This one was far more terrifying. The Watcher now referred to their children by their nicknames, calling them the young blood the house craved. Will the young blood play in the basement? The letter asked. Or are they too afraid to go down there alone? I would be very afraid if I were them. It is far away from the rest of the house. If you were upstairs, you would never hear them scream. The Watcher claimed a generational duty to the house. My grandfather watched the house in the 1920s, and my father in the 1960s. It is now my time. The letters became more frequent and more specific, describing the children playing in the yard. The Watcher knew their names, their ages, the order they were born in. It was clear this person was close. Very close. Terrified, the Broaddus family went to the police. An extensive investigation was launched. Detectives analyzed the handwriting and the DNA from the saliva on the envelope, but found no matches. They interviewed neighbors, set up surveillance cameras, and even brought in former FBI profilers. But every lead went cold. They discovered that the previous owners, the Woods family, had also received a single, odd letter from the Watcher just days before they moved out. But they had thought nothing of it and threw it away. For the Broaddus family, moving into 657 Boulevard was no longer an option. How could they sleep at night, knowing someone was out there, watching their every move, obsessed with their children? They were trapped, paying a mortgage and property taxes on a home they were too terrified to live in. They tried to sell it, but the story of the Watcher was now public, and no one wanted to buy a house with a built-in stalker. Finally, after 5 years of living in fear and financial ruin, they sold the house in 2019 at a significant loss. To this day, the identity of the Watcher remains one of America's most disturbing unsolved mysteries. Was it a jealous neighbor? A disgruntled former resident? Or something else entirely? We may never know. What do you think? Who was the Watcher? Let me know your theories down in the comments. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoy diving into mysteries like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Stay safe out there.